Welcome back. As we remember Robin Williams, so many of you asking on our Facebook page how someone who made the whole world laugh could be so sad himself. Are the two linked in some way? And what are the warning signs of depression all of us should look out for? ABC's medical unit managing editor Dan Childs is here with us. Dan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So what does the science say? Is there a link between being a comedian and suffering from depression?
Well, the science at this point, the research is still quite inconclusive, somewhat preliminary, but there is one study that suggests that the rate of suicide amongst the acting and comedian profession is roughly twice that of the general population.
Double the rate among comedians of suicide.
Correct. There was this one young comedian, Kevin Breen. He talked about his depression and his own struggles with suicide, and one thing that he said was that real depression is not being sad when something goes wrong. Real depression is being sad when everything is going right. And that's perhaps something that really sort of typifies what we've seen here with Robin Williams.
Yeah, and Robin's death now making us all take a closer look at those warning signs. What are some of the signs we should all be looking out for?
They basically break down into all elements of your person. You can have physical manifestations. Are you feeling fatigued? Are you feeling kind of weak and agitated? You can also have the mental effects. Are you feeling clouded, indecisive? But especially the emotional effects, the most important of these. Are you losing pleasure in things that would normally give you pleasure? Are you feeling hopeless? Are you feeling withdrawn? These are all the signs that can point to something truly being wrong, and the signs that you need to seek help.
And not just on a daily basis, but recurring. These are persistent issues, right, to look out for?
Correct. At any given time, any of us can experience any one of these things. But if you find that it's a pattern, something that keeps happening, something that typifies your existence, that's really the time to seek help.
And you were telling us that there are two simple questions you can ask if there's someone who you're concerned about, that you can ask them to see if they could be at risk for suicide?
Correct. One of these questions is, have you been feeling down, depressed, withdrawn? The other one is, have you been losing pleasure in those things that are supposed to bring you pleasure? Those two things can really indicate that you're dealing with real depression.
And before we let you go, understanding that so many people in the wake of Robin's death reaching out to these government hotlines now, what does this mean?
Correct. In fact, we talked with one major government hotline from SAMHSA, and 4,300 people calling in the day after Robin Williams' death. So we've definitely seen a spike in this. In a way, this could be a silver lining, the idea that people who have been struggling with this for quite some time are finally seeking the help they need.
Dan Childs, great advice. Thank you so much. Our managing editor of our medical unit, thank you. We want everyone to know that help is out there. You can call the National Suicide Prevention Line at 1-800-273-TALK.